Peace, YouTube. Welcome to the new series called Modern Deities. In Modern Deities, what we do is we take characters from a modern context, from any different type of media or whatever, and we use them and relate to them. We make examples out of them for ourselves. We see what's in their story and we follow it through for ourselves. We start to put ourselves in these characters' shoes to derive power from this. And I felt like Terra from Kingdom Hearts was a really good first candidate for this series. And the reason why is because Terra represents the hero in us and the constant battle of light and darkness within us. He is a symbol of a path of darkness that some of us might take in order to find the light within us. Because if you ever play Kingdom Hearts, Terra is a character that struggles with his own darkness. He actually falls prey to it due to manipulation and also his inability to really control and regulate his emotional self. So, light in Kingdom Hearts represents good and balance within one's heart, while darkness is considered evil, and it's said to represent imbalance. But we can see through many other characters in their dialogue and the way that they explain darkness that could be further from the truth. Darkness is actually the mystery in Kingdom Hearts, and its levels of power and the type of knowledge somebody can gain from it depends on their overall knowledge and experience with the darkness. Now, in the occult, there are many different ways to describe light and darkness, but they can never be separate from each other. On a higher level, darkness is the subconscious mind and the hidden self. It is the shadow and a vehicle in which we journey through to learn ourselves. It's also the origin of ourselves and where we can pull things into existence. This is why in most mythologies and religions, especially in the Judeo-Christian mythos, they always say in the beginning there was darkness, and then God said, "Let there be light." Darkness is the origin of all things. And when you start to put that in conjunction with what Kingdom Hearts is talking about, you start to make the connection. So it's teaching you on different levels what darkness really is. And on a lower level, darkness is where the negativity hides in order to teach us. This connects to Terra's symbol, as he's a character constantly seduced to his own darkness, primarily through anger, as you can see in his impulsiveness and his anger with himself for not being able to control his own darkness. So you can see that as shame, doubt, and regret of not being able to be there for his friends and being easily manipulated by Xehanort and other villains who are actually teaching him about himself. Even if they don't have the best intentions, they're actually showing him they're showing him through a symbol, why he cannot control himself, what his actual problems are. And so this is why Xehanort tells him to master the darkness inside of him instead of focusing on the light, and that there's a balance that must be maintained, never leaning too deep into one side, which is something that Master Ericus failed to mention. Master Ericus is the inverse of Xehanort, and you could say that he is pure light. And as with all characters in Kingdom Hearts, they focus only on the light, and they treat the darkness as something to shy away from. Whereas Xehanort is taking a different path and teaching Terra a different way. So there's clearly two different levels that darkness can take. And there's also multiple levels that light can take. So when we talk about light is the other side of darkness and power made manifest. Creation can also be considered light. good emotions, good things, all things in existence. Light is existence itself, whereas darkness precedes existence. It's what's before existence. It's what's before there is a something. That's what light is, or that's what darkness is. Whereas light is the something. It is the creation. While darkness isn't seen or known, light is what is seen and is known. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of yourself and all things connected to you is also light, as it connects you to your higher self. It connects you to power. Light is the experience and wisdom gained from what you know. So coming to know the darkness within is how you help balance your light and darkness. And so this is why characters in Kingdom Hearts are very religious, almost very religious about the light, because the light is actually stronger when it comes to like what you create out of yourself. It's what helps you forge a keyblade. Light is transformative. So having this balance is absolutely important. And this is why the strongest characters in Kingdom Hearts have a natural balance of light and darkness, or they developed a balance of light and darkness. Terra's example of light is seen within his name as well. If you look in the etymology of Terra, you'll find that it means land or earth, the earth element, and how earth itself oscillates between light and dark ages in mythology is symbolic of Terra's character. If you do a little bit more study in the earth itself, you'll begin to get what I'm saying. There's different studies that talk about earth and its cycles and spirituality. Terra's light is symbolized through his character and its groundedness. He's strong-centered, family-oriented, and friend-oriented. He's inspirational, a protector at heart, and we can find these symbols and these traits within all of us. His earth element and his name can also synchronize him with the root chakra, which is, oddly enough, connected to all these things I just mentioned. Despite falling to the darkness, his undying willpower becomes a vehicle for him to overcome these flaws. So, throughout his journey through Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Terra starts to realize what's really important to him, and that's actually what helps his mind overcome his body, his emotional flaws, and his body that became steeped into darkness. Terra struggled with this throughout the entire story, not necessarily knowing which path to take, who to listen to. And that's another thing that the darkness is trying to teach him. It's that he kept looking outside of himself instead of just asking himself or looking within to find the answers, which is something we can all learn from. And it takes honesty and willpower to do so. And Terra had to be honest to understand and to gain that power and light within himself to really know and understand. Otherwise, he would have kept going through the cycles over and over again. But as you can see, when he entrusts Riku with his Keyblade, he knows at that point what his role is. He understands exactly what he's there for. And also, we should note that when his body is taken by Xehanort and he becomes Terra Xehanort and he's overcome by the darkness, Terra Xehanort actually has amnesia. And that amnesia is symbolic of the ignorance that occurs the further one falls into darkness without balancing out the light within themselves. Hence, why people say you're losing yourself into the darkness. Oh, you're in darkness, when they're describing your emotional state. This is also why religious traditions, spiritual traditions, talk about darkness being symbolic with ignorance. Darkness being symbolic or connected to something that's evil. And also why Kingdom Hearts can consider that to be evil. Because the true evil isn't isn't necessarily the symbols and what the darkness shows you about yourself. The true evil is ignoring it. The true evil is allowing it to control you, because the darkness is nothing more than the reality that you allow yourself to create. And the light that you gain from that reality can either be a good light or it can be a very dim light. It can be a bad light. So it's only reflecting what you already have inside. So Terra losing his memories and also Xehanort losing his memories, that can be symbolic and connected to somebody who has issues and problems in their life but doesn't know why. Doesn't understand the why. Never understands the why, but just always seems to be encountering problems. Or you never really understand the why of why you're going through something. That's that amnesia, because something is hidden within that darkness. So something was hidden within Terra Xehanort, and that's that struggle, that battle that was occurring with Terra and Xehanort after Xehanort took Terra's body at the end of Birth by Sleep. When Terra actualizes in Kingdom Hearts, because in Kingdom Hearts 3, he turns back to the light and rescues those that he cares about. And this is why, at the end of Birth by Sleep, when he becomes a lingering will, or his mind is left within his armor, or his willpower is left within the armor, he becomes unshakable. That willpower is unshakable. That lingering will is within all of us as well, constantly trying to redirect us back to the light and the middle point for balance. So Terra's lingering will was there, and because Terra decided to turn back to the light, Terra understood himself, and that's why he was never able to truly be taken over, truly be possessed by Xehanort, because his willpower and his overall drive to find the light within himself, to overcome his own darkness and to balance himself out, was stronger. And that willpower, because Terra represents the root chakra, can also be seen as Kundalini energy, which, if you don't know, it's the spiritual fire residing within all of us that has to travel up through the 7 chakras for your spiritual awakening and for you to have your ultimate spiritual power and a connection with your higher self. So that willpower also connects to Terra's power as well. Terra can also be seen as negative polarity, which is why he constantly struggles with the darkness. And it's odd because Terra is actually a feminine name, and the Kundalini energy is a feminine concept, or a divine feminine concept, as well as negative polarity as well. But Terra is depicted as a man. All these traits come together to make the modern deity or entity that we can derive power from. Terra's symbol is something that we can use to get power out of. So, how do we do this? Well, we do it the way that we do it for all other deities. Terra himself is, yes, he's a fictional character, but fictional characters can also be empowering. So, you do this by putting yourself in Terra's shoes. And every time you think of Terra's story, you want to put yourself in that position, especially when you meditate. When you find yourself dealing with darkness in your day-to-day life, find the Terra within you and relate to his story in whatever way you can. And if you can't, just see or imagine yourself in different parts of his story and see what you can pull from it. Think of Terra's traits and embody them within yourself, positive or negative, and see how you can find the willpower within to redeem yourself. Because Terra is a strong, unshakable, confident character. You can do anything with this symbol, and if you're really unsure of this character or this series in general, I would recommend you go and play Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, or at least watch some of the content on YouTube about it. But Terra, nonetheless, can still be used as a symbol for power. And all other deities, all other entities, gods, goddesses, whatever, they're no different from Terra. They just have different ways in which they were revealed or depicted, whether it's through a book or some other kinds of means of communication. But at the end of the day, they're still characters, and they're still energetic characters. So Terra also exists as an energetic character, and you're also connected to all things. So find the Terra within you and see what you can exactly pull out of it. I'm curious as to what everybody can get out of this. All right, peace.